During the withdrawal of the Messenger of Allah, PBUH, up to the cover of the mountain, a big rock blocked his way. The Prophet, PBUH, tried to mount it, but having worn a short heavy armor, and being seriously wounded, he could not ascend it. Readily enough Talha sat in a position that enabled the Prophet, PBUH, to stand on his back. Then he lifted him up till he stood on it. The Prophet, PBUH, then said, Talha, after this job, is eligible for the garden, paradise. Ibn Hisham 286. When the Messenger of Allah, PBUH, settled down in his headquarters, in the hillock, the idolaters started their last attack upon the Muslims. Ibn Ishaq related that, while the Prophet, PBUH, was on the way to the hillock, a group of Qurayshite elite ascended the mountain. They were led by Khalid bin al-Walid and Abu Sufyan. So the Messenger of Allah, PBUH, implored his Lord saying, O Allah, they, i.e. the idolaters, should not be higher, i.e. in position or in power, than us, i.e. the Muslims. Therefore Umar bin al-Khattab and some of the emigrants fought the idolaters till they drove them down the mountain. Ibn Hisham 286. In Al-Maghazi, a book by al-Amawi, it is stated that the idolaters went up the mountain. So the Messenger of Allah, PBUH, said to Sid, drive them off. How can I drive them off by myself, i.e. without anyone to assist? But the Messenger of Allah, PBUH, repeated the phrase 3 times. Sid then took an arrow out of his quiver, shot it at one of them, and killed him. He said, then I took another one, I know, to be good, and I shot with it another man. Then I took a third I know and killed a third one. Consequently they climbed down the mountain. I said to myself, this must be a blessed arrow. I put it in my quiver. He kept it with him till he died. His children kept it with them ever after. Zad al-Ma'ad 295, Mutilation of the Martyrs. That was the last attack made by the idolaters against the Prophet, PBUH. Being almost certain of his death, the idolaters returned to their camp and started preparations to go back to Makkah. Some of them involved themselves in mutilating the killed Muslims, and so did their women. Women and men cut off the ears, the noses, the genitals of the martyrs. They even cut open their bellies. Hind bin Utbah, for instance, ripped open the liver of Hamza and chewed it, but finding it unpleasant, she spat it out. She even made the ears and noses of Muslims into anklets and necklaces. Ibn Hisham 292 incidents occurred during the last hours of the fight, which revealed for certain how far the Muslims were ready to fight and sacrifice in the way of Allah. 1. Ka'b bin Malik said, I was one of those Muslims who fought in Uhud and witnessed the polytheists' act of barbarity in mutilating the dead bodies, but I passed them because I couldn't stand it.